Hey, what's up, everybody? Here we are here with Winning with Real Estate. My name is Matt, as you guys know. So today I wanted to go over something very quick and simple, and that is preparing to purchase your first property. So I've talked to tons of people lately that say, "Hey, Matt, I see what you're doing. I like the content you're putting out. I'm just not ready to buy." So what I wanted to do is I wanted to put a video tailored specifically to people who may want to buy in the future, maybe a year, 2 years, 3 years, or whatever your timeline is. But I wanted to give you the appropriate steps in order to prepare yourself to actually make the purchase of your dreams. So I'm going to go through a couple things, a couple of key important things, so just bear with me. But before we dive into it, can you just do one quick thing and like and subscribe down below so you can get more content just like this. It's very critical and it's very important that you guys do that so that you guys are educated so that you can make an informed decision moving forward. So what I want to do, first thing I wanted to start out with is that what's the most important part of it is really to identify what it is you're looking to purchase and why. Now, a lot of times people know what they want, but identifying it before you even get into the credit, the financing, any of that stuff, identify what it is you're looking for. So what I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes for a second, right? And I want you to think of the house or condo or property of your dreams. So I want you to think of, as your eyes are closed, walking up to the front door, opening the front door. What color is the door? What color is the house? I want you to open the door. I want you to think about the floors, the walls, the style of house. How many floors does it have? Does it have 2? Does it have 1? How many bedrooms? Does it have 3? Does it have 8? How many? Whatever it is. How many bathrooms does it have? Does it have a laundry room? Where is the laundry room? What does the kitchen look like? Is it granite countertops? Is it something that you would like to actually turn into a project and fix up yourself? What specifically can you imagine in your head about the property of your dreams? And I want you to come together and put a list down of some of the key important things. That could be a big kitchen, that could be a driveway, that could be hardwood floors, that could be 2 bathrooms, whatever it is. I want you to make that list, and that's going to be so critical because what it's going to allow you to do is it's going to allow you to identify the property quickly. It's going to allow you to screen out some of the other properties that are out there, right? Because there's a lot of properties out there, so it's easier to screen them out and hone in on what specifically you're looking for. So now that you guys have done that, I want you to write that down because that is going to be critical. Now, the second component, right, is now defining this, right? So now you know what the property looks like. Now we want to hone in on those styles of properties. Is it a colonial or is it a ranch style property? So we can weed out whichever one we're not looking at, right? So that's the first part of identifying what specifically you want, right? Now the second portion of that is, as you can imagine, location, location, location. Obviously, this is a big part of real estate, right? Because the house of your dreams, could be 30 miles west, of where we are. So, or where you ideally would want to be. So, I want you to also think about what's important in terms of the actual location that you're actually looking into, right? Does it have a good school system? Does it have easy access to the city via train? Does it have, does it have like a farmer's market in the town? These are all key things you want to identify, and how far you are from your family and things like that. So you want to also identify specific markets. Remember, the more honed in you are, the easier it is to find the property that is similar to the property that you envisioned a few minutes ago, right? So that's going to be definitely critical in identifying what specifically or what we now know what we're getting, and now we're looking at where we're going to get it. And now what we're going to have to do to prepare for this purchase is identify how much that actually costs. Now I know this is a big part because a lot of times people's budget versus what they're actually looking for, end up talking two complete different languages, right? Sometimes the property of your dreams is worth, $500,000 in the market that you're targeting, but your budget may only be $300,000, right? It's two complete different languages. So now that you have that, right, you want to identify how much that house is in that target market. What you're gonna actually have to do is you're gonna have to cross-reference what that house is worth against what you have to do financially to achieve that goal, right? So if you want that $500,000 house, it's possible. It really is. But you have to find a way to make your financials in order for you to achieve that goal of attaining that specific property, right? So one thing we're going to talk about now is the financial side of things, right? We know what we want, we know where we want it, and now we have to figure out, we know how much that costs in that market. Now we have to figure out what do we need to do in order to attain that goal, right? So now we're very honed in and we know exactly what we want. So what are the financials and what are the options? Now usually for primary residence, right, we're looking at two primary lending options, right? We're looking at conventional loans, which a minimum is going to require about a 5% down payment. And we're also looking at FHA loans, which are going to require a 3.5% down payment, depending on your credit and stuff like that. But so now, assuming that those are the down payment amounts, we're going to apply both of those to the price point of that property. So if the property we found was $100,000, or excuse me, $500,000, we're going to multiply that by either 5% or 3.5%, right? Then what we're going to do is we're going to target a credit score. So now you know, once you figure that out, now we know what the size of the down payment is. So we're going to save up for that, right? And now that we're saving up for that, the second component is going to be, you guessed it, your credit, right? And how to get it up as much as possible. If you're going FHA as of today's standards, 2020, minimum credit score to go with the 3.5% is about like 580 or something based on the FHA guidelines, which I'll link up above here. So you want to target that, but obviously your rate is going to be not that great at that credit score. So what you want to do is you want to target at least somewhere between 650 to a 700. So you want to target that as your target credit range. I'll recommend downloading the Credit Karma app and reviewing that weekly so that you can kind of track everything, right? So now what we have identified in this video, just to recap here, we've identified what we want, we've identified where we want it, we've identified how much that costs, how much money we need, and then we've also identified how much, what our credit score would have to be. So these are the 5 things that you can do to prepare yourself for the purchase. You can check out the link up here. I'll be linking to my home buying process video. If you're interested and you want to know what the actual home buying process is after you've gotten all that stuff, you can check out the link up here, and that'll give you all the information. So thanks for checking out Winning with Real Estate. I look forward to helping you in this process, and if you have any questions, just comment below. If you're seeing this anywhere else, just feel free to reach out to me. Have a good one.